This is fun. And yeah, it's modeled after the Energy Bus book, and if you haven't read it, it's just a fun book. It's softer topics. It's talking about having the energy, having people that are on your team that buy into your vision, buy into what you want from your company, and maybe suggesting that some of the other ones not be on your bus because they're not going to be helping you to move that in the right direction. So we'll get into some of the details here. Yeah, where's your bus going? Do you learn from your problems or you let them depress you? A lot of people don't necessarily take the right attitude there. Yeah, learn from the mistakes that you make. Learn from the problems that you have in the business. And then move forward from that. A lot of times we learn a whole lot more from our mistakes and problems than we do from our successes. So how can we take advantage of that? And don't let them depress you. Do you plan for success or let the circumstances control the outcome? How do you deal with things like that? Do you have a plan for the business? Do you have a plan for your life on what you want to get out of things? And I would suggest that you do. You'll be much more successful, much happier if you take that kind of an attitude with things and in planning for it, be ready for that success. And the old, I think I can or I think I can't, either way, you're right, the Henry Ford quote. And it's so true, and it's where we put our thoughts. And there's a whole science about that, neuro-linguistic programming, and you can do some research on that. But the idea there is that where we put our thoughts, where we tell ourselves where things are going, that's what actually happens. And having that positive attitude. If you've ever been around people that have that negative attitude, it just permeates everything that they do. Why? Because it gets in there and it just contaminates our thinking. So you can flip that around and you can actually program your own thinking by having a positive attitude, not letting yourself go into that negative side of things and having that high energy, that more positive attitude. And it really does work. I don't know how it does. I don't care how it does, but it does. And we can use it, and we can use it to our benefit, and we can teach it to those around us, our family and our coworkers. Yeah, do you have the right people on the bus and the right seats? Are they in the right seats? Jim Collins, good to great. Yeah, Jennifer.
What's the name of the neuro-linguistic programming book that you recommend?
NLP, see me afterwards. There's a lot. I'll give you the one that I'm reading now. And the reason I like that is it's more of a self-help. NLP can get into some odd stuff. I don't know if it qualifies as easy to read, but you can skim through and pick up the important stuff. But it's more of a self-help as opposed to a manipulative bent to it, because NLP can go into manipulation of other people. This is more, how can I help myself? Telling yourself to, for example, if you do something bad, some people have a tendency to fall into a funk or whatever. They'll beat themselves up. Don't do that. You stop yourself, you say, okay, what was the situation? What did I do wrong? How did I do it wrong? What can I get out of that so that I don't do it again, so that I can change the situation going forward? And then you stop yourself. That's not as easily done as it is to say, but if you can do that, you teach yourself not to get into that funk when you do something wrong or whatever. And it really does work. Or things like our brain doesn't know the difference between lies and truth in some cases. So one of the things you can do is you tell yourself a couple times a day, in your case, I'm a good mom, I'm a good wife, I'm doing very well in my business, and you have some I am statements. And just saying that, verbalizing that, and believing it, it will begin to happen. You'll change your actions to meet your expectations, to meet the statements that you just made. If you can visualize what's happening in your business, I can see it when it's bigger. I can see that new building. I can see when I've got new clients, customers, whatever, and just really visualize that. It'll tend to happen. So anyway, I'll get you the name of the book later. I like this. Best is yet to come, believe. That's just a neat picture. And having been a recent grandpa, I just kind of like that. I think that's cool. You're the driver. My vision for my life, including my health, is this is your homework, and there'll be, in fact, I'll give this now. Don't start filling it out now, though. Here, if you wouldn't mind sending that around. Let's keep one. But that's your homework. My vision for my life is write it down, think about it, not just when you write it down, but then maybe every day. What is that vision? Visualize that. Vision for my work, career, job, my team is same thing. Write it down. Having those goals, you will change your actions consciously and subconsciously to achieve those goals. Same thing for your relationships and family. So, homework for this evening. Again, you're the driver. Life's about energy. Do the people around you increase or decrease your energy? If you've got team members that are constantly negative and, I don't like this and I don't want to do that and this is a bad place to work or whatever, you may want to suggest they hop on a different bus because they're dragging you down and they can drag the team down. Maybe suggest they do some of this stuff and try and turn things around for themselves. But at the end of the day, if they're not able to turn themselves around, you probably don't want those folks around you. Or friends or acquaintances or whatever. Be around people that are uplifting. People that are going to energize you. They're going to help you move yourself forward. Food you eat, increase or decrease your energy, find out what works for you. Same thing. Exercise. It's all about being healthy. We have a doctor in the room. He can tell us about that. Does the work increase or decrease your energy? And how do you find the happiness in what you're doing? How do you find that energy in what you're doing and the work that you're doing? How are you helping yourself? How are you helping those around you? What are you adding to yourself and to other people? And I love it when I see other folks that I'm around, business people, my clients, see their businesses move forward. It's helping them, it's helping their family, they're having more fun out of life. I love that stuff. So that gives me energy. That keeps me going. What are you finding that's keeping you going in your work? And there's energy in thought, and when you identify and write down what you desire, you will mobilize the energy to create the life you want. Again, that's as you think, so it happens kind of thing. And it definitely does. Yeah, sometimes it takes a crisis to find a cure. And that's too bad. But if we think proactively, maybe we can avoid some of that. Maybe you don't have to have the heart attack to take the weight off or figure out that you need to lose some weight and make yourself healthier. How can we be proactive? Market slump to make our business more efficient. Are we looking at the numbers? Are we doing the things that we need to for the business to prevent being in that slump? Most businesses will go through cycles. There'll be up and down cycles. Peaks and Valleys is another great book that talks about the fact that there will be peaks and valleys in your life, in your business. Are you preparing for those valleys? What are you doing in the peaks to be ready for the valleys? The loss of a key employee, to consider one's cross-training. So do you have the skill sets spread around so that if you did lose one employee because they quit, they found something else, their spouse moved, they had to move, whatever, are you ready for that? And the list goes on. Rule number 2, the desire, vision, and focus move your business in the right direction. Reality starts with thought. It's what you're thinking that's going to drive the business, it's going to drive your actions. And the same thing with your employees, with your teammates. It's going to drive their actions as well. Law of attraction, that gets back into the what you think happens. Take 10 minutes each day to see yourself creating your vision. See all the details. Law of attraction gets a little bit weird. Some of the books on that, it's, if I believe I'm going to win the lottery and you believe you're going to win the lottery, one of us is wrong. So I don't think that's the case. But what I do think is true is that, as we think about these kind of things and that it's going to change our actions to achieve what it is that we want to achieve. If we've got a good, strong goal and are starting to really visualize that and see it happen, I think we're more likely to achieve that goal because we're going to be changing our actions. Because people around us are going to see what's going on and they're going to help us to achieve those goals. And thoughts are magnetic. They will attract correct actions. I think that's absolutely true. So how can we take advantage of that? And behind every gold medal or Olympic athletes, they do this stuff. You read books about the athletes now. Visualize crossing that finish line. They've done experiments with basketball players doing the free throws. Some visualize, some go out and do it, and it's amazing. Based on a control group, the ones that just visualize do almost as well as the ones that do the physical practice. How is that possible? Again, I don't know, but it does. It does work. Because we have so much power over ourselves and reality just through our thoughts. Good business leaders create a vision, articulate the vision, passionately own the vision, and relentlessly drive it to completion. If you're the leader in your business, that's your responsibility to be helping to energize those around you. What is the vision? Have you communicated it? A lot of times the team doesn't know what the vision is. Has it been communicated? Where are we taking this bus? Does everybody know what stops we're going to make? It's all about communication. Desire, vision, focus, turn the bus in the right direction. Positive energy is necessary to take you to where you want to go. You put gas in the car. If you're the leader, you're the one that needs to keep the team energized with the vision, with the actions. You're not only the boss, you're the cheerleader and helping to move that forward. So how do we do that? Release that negative energy. Again, that negative person that may be on the team, negative statements, just don't go there. If somebody's starting to be negative, you talk about it. If there's a problem, you fix it. But if it's just pure negativity, no, don't go there. We don't want to hear that. I like this. And excuse me for reading, but a man goes to the village to visit the wise man, and he says to the wise man, I feel like there are two dogs inside of me. The one dog is positive, loving, kind, and gentle. And then I have this angry, mean-spirited, negative dog, and they fight all the time. I don't know which is going to win. So the wise man thinks for a moment, and he says, I know which is going to win. The one you feed the most, so feed the positive dog. Silly story, but you get the point. So how do you feed that positive side of yourself and cut off that negative side? You just don't go there. You feed those positive thoughts. Invite people on your bus and share your vision for the road ahead. The more of the right people you get on your bus, the more energy you create. So invite those people that are going to have the positive attitude. When you're going through a hiring situation, look for the ones with the right attitude. Look for the ones with the energy, the ones that have the want to, the drive. Not just the skill set, but they have the attitude that you're going to want. I think that's that much more important than even the skill set. Yes, they have to have the basic skills, but skills can be taught. I don't know that some of this stuff is necessarily teachable sometimes. They need to have that energy, that drive, that passion, even more so than the skill set. Send out invitations literally and metaphorically when you're talking to people. You want to be inviting people around you that are going to have that energy, that are going to have that drive. And that needs to just become part of you when you're out there in the business world. And communicate your vision and how you expect them to come together for the collective good. All about communication. What is the vision? What do we expect? What is the accountability that you have for the people as well, the team members? What are they supposed to be doing? What's expected of them? If you're the leader, you are the one responsible for communicating that. So is that being done? He suffered from depression, was able to overcome several election defeats, 2 bankruptcies, a nervous breakdown, the death of his fiancée before becoming president of the United States. Anybody know who that was? Seemingly failured person at 51, he summons the courage and strength to lead the nation at a time of civil war. So failure is not an end. It may just be part of the journey. So how do we turn that around? The enemy is negativity. Don't let it in. If you see it, get it out. Gallup poll estimates there are 22 million negative workers in the U.S. costing $300 billion. I'd like to know where they get those numbers. but yeah. If you've ever worked in a large organization, you've probably met a few of those. I know I have. Yeah. No energy vampires allowed on your bus. Talk with the energy vampires, explain if you're not going to be positive and contribute to our vision, then you're off the bus and you'll have to look for another bus. And that's hard, and you want to give people the benefit of the doubt. But again, at the end of the day, if they're not willing to move with you on the bus, then they need to be finding something else that's going to work out better for them. Yeah, as the leader, your positive energy vision must be greater than anyone else's and everyone's negativity. Your certainty must be greater than everyone's doubt. Again, you're the cheerleader, you're the leader. If you don't get it, if you're not driving it forward, who is? Yeah, develop the positive energy habit, and that's a tough one for some people. I tend to be the personality that's very analytical. In the DISC, it's the C-type personality. I had another coworker that one of us knows that says that Murphy was an optimist. Instead of, Murphy's law, if anything can go wrong, it will. Murphy was an optimist. But you can't go there. You can't let yourself go there if you're in a leadership position. You've got to be the optimist. Get Murphy off the bus. If you've been negative, expect distrust. You have to prove that you're now with a positive attitude. All right, as the leader, yeah. Lead with a positive, contagious leadership. And again, that's not always easy to do. That can be tough. And enthusiasm attracts more passengers and energizes them during the ride. This is interesting. A positive company with a positive corporate culture will outperform the negative counterparts every time. And if you did follow just the attitude of the companies and invested accordingly, it's amazingly how much better they do. But is it? I mean, if they do have a good attitude, if they do engage their people, aren't they going to be that much more productive? Because the people are not going to just do what they're told. They're going to do what's necessary to get the job done. And they're not going to let the leaders fail. They start down a path that may be taking them off a wall. If they're on the bus, if they're energized and want what's right for the business, they're not going to let anybody else fail, the boss or any of the other team members. So it can be very, very positive impact. So it makes sense they're going to be more profitable. Love your passengers. Leading with love is the best way to run an organization, any organization. Another good book, Love Works by Joel Manby, CEO of Herschel Family Entertainment. They're the company that is the management company. They're not ownership, I don't think, but they're the management company for Dollywood and Six Flags and a lot of these other companies that are entertainment companies. But there's some examples in the book, for example, about was it 2008 when kind of hit the fan and a lot of people stopped going to those things because the economy was so low. Because of the attitude that they had, because of the participation that the team members had, they got through it. They didn't lay people off. They did reduce some salaries. They did have to adjust a lot. But the productivity, what they got out of the people because of the attitude that they had, was incredible. And it does work. People appreciate being appreciated and will do things differently because of that. They will be more productive. They will do things that other folks won't do. And control leads to compliance. Autonomy leads to engagement. It is the desire to get better and better at something that matters. If you haven't read Drive, another great book. It talks about what motivates people. And it's not being told what to do, how to do what needs to be done. Yes, there needs to be some of that if it's a production situation where they're out on the production line and it's the same thing, putting a widget into another thing or whatever. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about where people can actually think and be creative. What's going to motivate them is the autonomy, being able to think independently, because that's going to engage more of the right brain as opposed to the left brain, which is where the creativity comes from. So how can we do that? How can we engage our people more? The love works, things like that, that's what does it. Trusting them, listening to them. 5 ways to love your passengers. Can't make time for them. Just talk to them. Listen to them. Let them share their feelings. Let them share what's bothering them, what opportunities they see, and let them help to lead. Recognize them. When they do something right, are you telling them? Yes, if something is wrong, you want to tell them that too, but catch them being good. Tell them when they're doing something right. Reward them. Thank them. Serve them. You know, the best leader is going to serve and help their team to succeed. You know, what can I do to help you succeed? As opposed to just do it this way, do it this way, do it this way, and lead by cattle prod. Yeah, bring out the best in the team. No, don't follow them around with cattle prod. That doesn't work. Not a good idea.
Whips.
Whips can work.
No prods, but whips.
Whips are, yeah. Just don't want, you got to be careful where you, because you know, bruises and things, you don't want to do that. Insurance companies will get mad at you if you do that. This is an interesting statement too. Yeah, the purpose for the ultimate fuel for our journey through life. Apparently Lyndon Johnson was visiting NASA way back when, and janitor was cleaning, and he told him he was the best janitor he'd ever seen, to which the janitor replied, "Sir, I'm not just a janitor, I helped put a man on the moon." Isn't that engagement? Isn't that cool? So how do you get to that? That's that energy. You know, they had the right person on the bus, apparently the right seat. And everybody participated. It doesn't matter if they're the janitor. They're helping. You know, I ran a factory. I had guys out cleaning the floor. I appreciated everyone. I respect everyone that's doing their job and doing it well. It doesn't matter what they're doing. Do they take pride in it? Are you letting them take pride in what they're doing? Are you giving them the opportunity to take pride? Or no, they're just the janitor. Or no, they're just the receptionist. Or no, they're just... No. Help put a man on the moon. So if you're the driver, you know, you have to have the best you envision, so you need to communicate that vision and the purpose to your passengers. How is everybody moving things forward? How can we make it more fun for them, more engaged for the team members? And it is supposed to be fun. The goal of life is to live young, have fun, and arrive at your final destination as late as possible with a smile on your face. I like that. Top 3 things wished by 95-year-olds. They would reflect more, enjoy more moments, more sunrises and sunsets. Take more risks and changes. Life is too short not to go for it. They would have left a legacy, something to live on after they die. Nowhere in there does it say more toys or more money in the bank or any of that stuff, because it really doesn't motivate. And that's the energy bus. What do you think? Comments? Thank you. Any questions, comments?